Hi guys. My name's Austin and I'm in grade 8. I'm part of the Smith School Student Lighthouse team. I just want to thank the Aspen View Public Board of Trustees, our superintendent, Mr. Francis, and Miss Wesley for helping bring us here today. So we're a K-9 school. We're about 2.5 hours north of Edmonton. We're a Leader in Me school, so we like to follow the 7 habits. And our school is about 70 students. So why don't you guys all jump up with us, and we're going to do a chant.
We say leader, you say ship, leader, ship, leader, ship. We say red, you say hot, red, hot, red, hot. Let's break it down. R-E-D with a little bit of H-O-T, a little faster now. R-E-D with an H-O-T, red, hot, red, hot, red, hot, hot, hot. Woo!
Miranda's going to come up, and she's going to talk about her journey through Smith School.
Thank you, Austin. Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda McLeod, and I am in grade 9, and I have gone to Smith School since preschool. I have a lot of memories in this school, and I think that's why it's going to be so hard for me to leave next year for when I go to high school. But a part of me is excited to go to another school with lots of new faces and tons of new memories to make. Okay, let's back up a bit to my elementary years. Enough of high school for now. Those were the years I was trying to figure out who I was. 3 of those grades, 4, 5, and 6, I had friends who were kind of rude and disrespectful to teachers and other students. I started doing it too. I fell into that because I wanted to be like them. I knew it was wrong, but I still did it. I knew that wasn't who I was. I was raised knowing that even if you don't like someone, you treat them with respect no matter what, and that's exactly what I didn't do. When it came to my grade 7 year, this was the year that the friends who didn't quite bring out the best in me moved away. I was kind of sad about that, but I didn't know at the time that it was for the better. That was also the year the Leader in Me was introduced in our school. It was quite the year, but it was one to remember. I started to hang out with the people who brought out the best in me. They were the ones I should have chosen in the first place. They helped me become a better person, a better student, and they helped me become a way better friend. Coming from a small school, you learn to accept everyone for who they are. You're friends with everyone. You're a family. And that's what I love about my school. There's no hate, no bullying, no fighting. We're all one big family. And I think our little family really loves using the habits, which is a bonus. I didn't realize that those habits would have such an impact on me and my peers, the way I thought it would. I thought they were just some meaningless life rules someone wrote a book on. But no, it's crazy once you think about it, how much you actually use the habits in your everyday life. I also learned a lot from being a Leader in Me school. We have a whole new approach on everything, a new way of saying and doing things, and the students really love it. So like I said in the beginning about high school, when I go to grade 10, I will have to start at a new school, which will be a little scary. Going from a school with 70 kids to about 700 kids, it's going to be a huge adjustment. But I know I'll have nothing to worry about because I am confident and now know who I am. I'm so happy that our little school has made these huge changes like the habits in the Leader in Me, because they and everyone around me who uses them have prepared me. But I'm just letting you know that the Leader in Me did not change me. The 7 habits did not change me. I've chosen to change myself. They were just there to guide me to greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Miranda. Now, both of the videos you're going to see are 100% done by us students.
Hi, I'm here with Ms. Little. Ms. Little, I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
How has the Leader in Me changed you as a person?
The Leader in Me has changed me as a person by making me a better listener, I think. I realized I didn't really listen to people well before. I think the Leader in Me has also helped me to be a better planner and to see the end of something before I jump right into doing something. I think it's made me more patient as well.
Okay. Second question is, how has the Leader in Me changed the school, do you think?
I think there's been lots of really positive changes, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I think we have students that are more patient with one another. I think they are more willing to solve a problem. I think students are kinder to each other. I think they're more engaged in their overall learning as well, more ready to do homework, ask questions, synergize as a group. I think that the school environment is a much more welcoming environment than we used to have. And I think that we've done a good job of engaging students, staff, parents, and making this a place where great really happens here and that everybody wants to be.
So, the students in our school have a big voice. Has it been hard to kind of step down and let them have more of a voice?
It's funny that you asked that. Our students really have been able to get a good voice in our school, I think, and I'm glad that you recognize that. It has been challenging for us as staff to step back a little bit. As teachers, I think we like to have control of lots of things, and for us to take that step back and give you guys that control was a little bit challenging at first, but you guys have done such a great job with it that now it's just easy to turn it over to you guys because we know that you guys want to do a good job because you think our school is a great place, and it's easy for us to turn that over because we trust you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Little.
Thanks, Brianna.
Hey, I'm Austin,
And I'm Brianna,
and you're watching Smith School News.
where the top story of tonight is, how great is Smith School?
We have some Student Lighthouse team members that are going to be taking you on a tour around our school.
They're going to be showing you all the things that make Smith School great.
Now let's go over to Ariel outside the school and see what she has to say.
Hi, my name is Ariel and I'm here in Smith School, which is located in northern Alberta. Let's go take a look inside and see what's going on.
It was a chilly one out there.
When you first walk into our main boot room, on the right, you will see 2 legacy projects done by our amazing art teacher, Miss Dixon, and the community. On your left, you will see a painting done by Miss Dixon, which says, "Welcome to Smith School, great happens here." Follow me to the gym. On your left, you will see our award display case. And above it, you will see the 7 habits done by Miss Dixon and her art class. Then, on your right, you will see a beautiful mural done by Miss Dixon and Miss Little. Here are some examples of the awards. Academic Achievement Award, Athletic Leadership Award, and our Leadership Award. Here is our gym.
Roller skates, thin lines, hot sun and clear blue skies. The waves were crashing by. And when she passed me by and gave a wink and smile, and I was on cloud 9, Lord. The way you move your hips and lick your lips, the way you dip, you got me up so high. And girl, you...
Hi, I'm Emma. Now once you enter the junior high end, you'll see some bathroom doors. Blue camera for the boys and pink camera for the girls. This was the first decision that the Student Lighthouse team ever made. Now follow me.
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face. put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. In my mind, I'm running round a cold and empty space. Just put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. Break my bones, but you won't see me fall. Oh, the rising tide will rise against them all.
This is our quilt garden. Our art teacher redesigned it from an old boot room that no one used into a beautiful workplace for the students to work and study.
Darling, hold my hand. Oh, won't you hold my hand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk on my own anymore. Won't you understand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk alone. I'm ready for this. There's no denying.
Hi, I'm Miranda. Let me show you our elementary end.
Alright. Yeah, it's been a bumpy road. Roller coasters high and low. We'll fill the tank and drive the car. Pedal fast, pedal hard. You won't have to go that far. You wanna give up 'cause it's dark.
This is our school-wide ATV tracker. This is where students keep track of all their all-time bests and goals.
Sweetheart, be your compass when you're lost, and you should follow it wherever it may go. When it's all said and done, you can walk instead of run, 'cause no matter what, you'll never be alone.
These are the habit stairs. Every time the student walks up the stairs, they are reminded by the habits that they need to follow. This is our elementary boot room. All the Dr. Seuss inspired artwork was done by our amazing art teacher, Mrs. Dixon. The students really love coming into the school every day and seeing something that they can look at.
Round and round your love, it winds me up like a hula hula hoop, hula hula hoop. Oh, round and round your love, it winds me up like a hula hula hoop, hula hula hoop. Oh.
Wow, that video really proves our school really is great.
Yeah, but we already knew that. But yes, that video really was awesome.
Definitely deserves to be the top story.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been
Smith School News.
And remember, everybody, stay classy. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Smith School News. I'm here with Miss McLeod, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, Miss McLeod, how do you think the Leader in Me has affected your life?
It has changed the way I look at my teaching practice. Using the 7 habits and incorporating it into my classroom every day has been a positive change in all my students. It's given them a language that they can use and carry on throughout the classes and grades that they go to. And I see a lot of kids taking along a lot of leadership and really making some positive choices and teaching their friends and neighbors to do the same.
So, have you been using the Leader in Me for a long time? 7 habits?
We've been doing it for 2 years now.
2 years, yeah. So, and second question, how do you think the Leader in Me has affected your school?
Well, our school has become a completely different environment than it was before we started the Leader in Me. The kids have a lot more say in what we do. We've taken a real step back as staff and given the kids a voice, and we're letting them make decisions and come up with ideas and really put their own touch to the school, as in the things that are up on the walls in the environment, the clubs and activities that we have, as well as within the Genius Hour and the Leader in Me University courses. The kids have a lot of say in it, and they're really enjoying it, and it's a really positive environment and wonderful to see.
Okay, so would you say the kids enjoy the 7 habits?
I think they love the 7 habits.
All right, thank you, Miss McLeod.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back, but this time I'm with Miss Hinch. I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, Miss Hinch, how do you think the Leader in Me has affected you?
It has made me a more confident teacher and person in general.
So you use the Leader in Me quite often?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And second question, how do you think the Leader in Me has affected the school?
I think it has made the students willing to accept responsibility for their actions, and it has also made them willing to look at themselves and realize if it's them that's in the wrong or if they can control something.
So do you find the students enjoy the Leader in Me program?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah? All right, well, thank you, Miss Hinch.
No problem.
So, Avery, what's your favorite habit?
Synergize.
Synergize is your favorite habit? Why is Synergize your favorite?
Because I work in a team and I play with my friends.
You like to work in a team and play with your friends? That's a very good answer. Good job, Avery. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Edward in grade 6. Edward, I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite habit and why?
Be proactive because it encourages people to be more positive.
Okay. How do you see people being more positive in our school?
Everyone's telling jokes and just being happy during recess, making everyone else feel happy.
Okay. What makes our school great?
Well, out of all of this, like a lot of schools, our school gets to do Genius Hour, so like people come from different schools to come to our school just to have like one day with us.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Edward.
You're welcome.
Where's the bloopers?
Okay, are you ready? For real. Action.
Hey, I'm Austin.
Okay, go.
Hey, I'm Austin,
And I'm Brianna.
and you're watching Smith School News.
Where the top story of tonight is, how great is Smith School?
We have some songs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I did. Like, look at that.
Round and round your love, it winds me up like a hula hula hoop, hula hula hoop. Oh, round and round your love, it winds me up like a hula hula hoop, hula hula hoop. Gravity defying, I can't believe my eyes. That thing can bring the tides. Hey, and round clockwise like a merry-go-round. I wanna go all night, yeah. The way you move your hips and lick your lips, the way you dip, you got me up so high, yeah. And girl, you got that body with them curls like a Bugatti. I just wanna drive, oh. And girl, you know, round and round your love, it winds me up like a hula hula.
Hopefully you all enjoyed that video. Charmaine's now going to come up and talk about the start of the Student Lighthouse team.
Thank you, Austin. Hi, my name is Charmaine. I'm in grade 9, and I'm on the Student Lighthouse team. I am talking to you about how the Lighthouse team started. It was a university session that our principal, Mrs. Little, did. University is something we do every Friday where we choose our class. Adam will talk about it later. In this class, we learned different leadership. I like this class because we learned different leadership activities and how to run assemblies. After this session ended, we became a Lighthouse team. We had to apply, interview, and be accepted for the job. Lighthouse team is a lot of work because there's a lot of planning for activities and assemblies. We announce leadership awards and do monthly draws for prizes. We celebrate monthly birthday parties for students, and Mission Impossible, which we pick a name, blast music, and run and surprise that student by spraying them with silly string. Ways I have changed on being on the Lighthouse team is being more proactive, taking more initiative. I like being on the Lighthouse team because I could have a voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine. Ariel and Brianna are now going to talk to you guys about improvements.
Hello. My name is Ariel. And I'm Brianna. We are both in grade 7, and we are going to be talking about improvements that we have seen around our school. This is a picture of our elementary boot room, and it's filled, as you saw in the video, with Dr. Seuss quotes, and our amazing art teacher, Miss Dixon, painted it over spring break. This is our amazing quote garden. It's like the best part of our school, and it's an awesome place to read and study. This is our legacy project that the very first Lighthouse team made. What we did is we took tables and we put inspiring sheet music on them, and then we put inspiring words over top. As you saw in the video, the bathroom doors, this was before, all plain and gross. And so this was a very special thing because, as you heard in the video, it was the first decision that the Student Lighthouse has made, and so they saw that that the teachers actually would listen to them, and yeah. In our school, we do random sampling. Each week, we first get 25 words, then the teacher draws five words, but only reads the definition. We do this in each subject to get a better understanding of the subject we are doing it in. We also do school-wide goals to get the students to try and improve on random sampling or AR points. I've seen a lot of improvements in the students like myself. I've been more positive, and I think the 7 habits have improved my grades. I am a better worker, and I try harder. My confidence has improved, as you guys are witnessing. I wouldn't be able to talk to you. I'd probably be like... This is one of our many improvements, and this is a 7 habits tree, and it has a little tree house on it, and each one of the ladder steps is a habit, and this moves all around our school, and the leaves change with the season. Since we have become a Leader in Me school, the teachers have incorporated the 7 habits in like everyone in the school. And we also have a new mission statement. It is believe, lead, achieve, and it is everywhere, like on our backs of our t-shirts. It's so fun. And I also think that all schools should become a Leader in Me school because it has made the greatest improvements to the school and everyone around it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Brianna and Ariel. Charmaine and Alana are going to talk to you guys about events at Smith School.
Hi, I'm Alana. I am in grade 7, and I have been on the Student Lighthouse team. Oh yeah, and this is Charmaine. I have been on the Student Lighthouse team for about 3 years. We had a barbecue celebration at the beginning of the school year to get to know the new students and staff members. It was a good way to get to know each other. On the first week back of school, we had different events every day. This was done to build better relationships with everyone. One of the fun activities was the skits that students made up about what they thought teachers did on the summer holidays. My group got Miss McLeod. Our skit was that she went to church and ate Tootsie Rolls because she really loves Tootsie Rolls. And the priest got mad at her, so he kicked her out. But that didn't actually happen. We had a magic show. One of the parts was about leadership. Here's a picture of the grade 1-2 class standing beside the 7 Habits sign. I liked the trick when Brianna went up and the magician gave her a triangle out of wood and put water on it. I mean a cup and water full, and she span it and didn't fall out. For Remembrance Day, we sang 99 Red Balloons in the gym. We sang it in front of everyone. At the end, we let the 99 red balloons go. If you want to see it, you can go on YouTube and search up Smith School 99 Red Balloons. Another fun event was cross-country running because it was good because the students were encouraging each other to do their best. The Lighthouse team also helps with community events. One of the ones we organized was Kids Night. We moved chairs, tables, and cleaned the tent. We made mocktails. My favorite was Hawaiian Surprise. There was also karaoke, a photo booth. We raised $93, which we used to buy supplies for the Halloween carnival that Charmaine will talk about. Thank you.
Like Alana said, the Lighthouse team used this money to buy material for the Halloween carnival. The Halloween party had these activities: face painting, monster toss, donut on a string, snack shack, as well as others. The activity I was in charge of was donut on a string, which is good because I ate the extra donuts at the end. At the end of the Halloween party, we were surprised that we raised $700. We fundraised for the Children's Stollery Hospital because one of the students and her family goes there. We fundraised the money for Halloween to give back to the Neurosurgery Kids Fund. We got to present them with a big check. Another event we do is Winter Carnival. Winter Carnival is planned and ran by students with lots of activities. Some activities are tug-of-war, building a campfire, and relay races. The students like the carnival because they have fun competing against other teams. My favorite part of the carnival is tug-of-war against some of the cute firefighters. Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine and Alana. Now Charmaine and Miranda are going to talk about places we went.
Thank you. Last year, the Lighthouse team had a really great opportunity to go to the Leader in Me Symposium in Edmonton. The coolest part about it was that we got, on the second day, we got to be greeters. We greeted a lot of people that day, probably more than the whole number of the people in our community. Some kids there were a little nervous, but they loved it after the first 5 people. We got to meet the founder of Apple Schools and also Mural Summers. We had a lot of fun at the symposium. We really liked the 7 habit cutouts that were made by other schools. We had to do a lot of synergizing that day. After greeting, we got to go to a few other schools and be a part of their leadership day. When we came back from the schools, we went to our breakout sessions. A few of the team members stayed to watch the sessions, while the rest got to visit the U of A. For most of them, it was their first time. They also got to ride the LRT back, and for all of them, it was their first time too.
We went to Innisville for this Your Superpower Conference. At first, I felt shy and quiet because I didn't know anybody in my group. But then we started to play games and I started knowing some names. The best thing was Gym Blast and the keynote speakers because one of them made me start to cry. He inspired me because I am more confident and now I can do anything. Thank you.
Thank you. So now that you guys all learned it, let's have a mental break, you could say, and jump up again and do that chant with us. Emma's going to come up and talk to you guys about Leadership Day, student roles, and her parent letter.
Hi, my name is Emma and I'm in grade 9. Like Austin said, I'm going to read you a letter my mom wrote. My mom was an educational assistant the year the Leader in Me came into our school. Here it is. When I think about how the Leader in Me program at Smith School has affected my kids in the school, I have quite a long list in mind of positive occurrences. But for now, just to name a few, I would start off with motivation. I remember when I was in school, I didn't enjoy getting up in the morning and going to school, because I knew it was probably going to be the same boring thing day after day, surrounded by boring teachers, boring homework, and a boring atmosphere. I didn't feel very motivated, which led to me not giving 100% effort in my assignments, project, or my regular schoolwork. I was not reaching my fullest potential. When I was introduced to the Leader in Me program, I noticed that my 3 children had started showing signs of interest and energy about going to school, not like I had when I was young. I was definitely interested in learning more about it. Then I would go to the school for assemblies, where I would see all the kids having their own specific roles and working together with teachers and each other. There were so many things that I was proud of, and so many smiles filled the room. I never had experienced an atmosphere like this in my daughter's previous school, and especially in my own school from my younger days. I was very pleased with my kids' positive attitude in the past 4 years at Smith School. I certainly look forward to the future. Thank you. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Leadership Day. So, our first Leadership Day was totally ran by the teachers. It was our first year being a Leader in Me school, and so we didn't really have an idea what that would look like or what we wanted it to look like. So the teachers kind of took charge of that. We did have a lot of roles in that first Leadership Day, but we just didn't have any idea what to plan for it. One of the roles was we broke up the school into groups of 4 or 5, and they organized and made like science fair boards about different clubs or activities that we have going on in the school. And another thing that was a big part of that our first Leadership Day was all of our student art. This one was one of my favorites because our art teacher organized it was a big poster, but it was broken up into a whole bunch of little pieces. And each student could kind of doodle all over them with a certain color. And so when we put them all together, it would make one big picture and it would all be the same color. And on the bottom right, you can see another. That was the junior high's option art class that they all got assigned different artists and they kind of had to remake some form of their art. And our second Leadership Day, the Student Lighthouse team totally took on the responsibility. We planned the theme, we planned what song we were singing, we planned what the students would do and what we would do. And part of that decision was that we wanted the kindergarteners to be our greeters because we thought they were really cute and that'd be a good way to introduce people into our school. This is one of our grade 4 students. Her and her friend made a whole bunch of bracelets out of elastic bands, and then they would give a bracelet to whoever donated towards Lights for Lee. And Lights for Lee was a fundraiser that I organized, and basically this young boy was walking along the shoulder of the highway and not on the paved path by the bush because it was too dark down there, but it was lighter up there. And him and his cousin were walking along there, and he got hit by a car and died later in the hospital. So his homeroom classmates decided that it would be a good idea to organize fundraisers and to gather donations and that would go towards putting lights up down on that dark path so people would walk down there and so that wouldn't happen again. And like Ariel showed you in the video, and she also talked about, we had our 2 Leadership Day legacy projects. This is in the making of our Dragonfly one, so visitors could write a positive message or comment about our Leadership Day, and the junior high art class would put them all together on a big canvas, and it's hanging in our root room like you saw. And a part of that decision is that the Student Lighthouse team made for planning the whole thing is we decided that we should go in groups of 2, and so 2 of us would go in each classroom and plan activities or games or something for 1 hour while visitors could come in and out of the classroom and just kind of see what everyone was doing. And so this is the grade 3-4 classroom doing an activity with some of the Student Lighthouse. At the end of our second Leadership Day, we had a student panel. So visitors could submit questions into our question box during the roaming time. And then Mrs. Little would pick some out, and she would read them, and she would ask if anyone wanted to answer it. And I'm pretty sure we answered all the questions. We also had a photo booth. We had a bunch of empty picture frames that were painted and a whole bunch of props up on that tree thing, like you can see. And now I'm going to talk about the student roles and jobs. The Student Lighthouse team aren't the only students that have a big voice in our school. All the students do. And student roles and jobs is a way that they can show that voice and kind of have an impact on the school. So on the left, there is a picture of my sister, actually. She is one of our snack leaders, and the snack leaders deliver healthy snacks to the whole school in the morning. Top right is our junior high music option class. We perform at leadership days, Christmas concerts, remembrance days, things like that. And bottom right is a couple of girls that they were younger, and so they didn't really feel comfortable talking to the older students, but they wanted to talk to the older students. So they organized the Eagle Express Post, where students could write a letter, put it in an envelope, write what classroom it was going to, and put it into that big mailbox that you see. And then the girls would deliver all the letters at lunchtime. And like it says, all of these clubs are student-inspired. And so if a student is passionate about something, they can go to a teacher and say, hey, I want to do this club, or I want to do this after-school activity. And the teachers will help them kind of organize that and find a supervisor and all that stuff. Top left is a student. It's Shrub Club. And the boy in the orange shirt in the middle, he really liked shrubs, and so he went to Miss Sharon, and she's like, hey, can we have a shrub club? And she's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so she brought in a whole bunch of plants, and the students could feed and water and take care of their plants and name them even. Bottom right, those 2 girls really loved music and singing and that whole musical perspective. And they thought that 3 days of music a week wasn't enough. And so they organized and talked to Miss Chernish and said, we want to do this at lunch. And then they also went to music festival, and they won gold. We're also going to music festival again on Monday, and we're going to win gold again. So thank you.
Thanks, Emma. You guys have been hearing a lot about Smith University and Genius Hour. So now Adam's going to come up to you guys, and he's going to tell you what that's about.
Thanks. Okay. Hello, my name is Adam, and I am grade 6, and I like to play hockey. My favorite team is the Edmonton Oilers. Today I'm going to be talking about Smith University and Genius Hour. University is an option, but it's for the whole school. Teachers, staff, members, and parents, and other guests can host university sessions on something that they're interested in. Sometimes they even bring in specially trained people to work with us, like drum instructors, vocal coaches, gardeners, hip-hop dancers. Usually the people organizing the session get to choose what they're doing. But the students can make suggestions, and sometimes those get picked. We get to have university every Friday afternoon for 1 hour and 25 minutes. We change university sessions every 4 to 6 weeks. It is up to the teacher who's hosting university session to choose what grade can take part in the session. Sometimes it may be 1 to 5, choose the session, or 1 to 9, or 7 to 9. You get the idea how it could work. Some of my favorite university sessions have been Minecraft and mountain biking. Mountain biking, you actually got to leave the school property and go on bike rides. We had some really interesting sessions like woodworking, making Christmas ornaments for the community Christmas tree, basketball, Ukrainian cooking, and baseball. I really like because I get to try all kinds of new different things. Okay, now I'll be talking about Genius Hour. Genius Hour is where kids can go and learn about anything they want. To do that, they have to pass the Dragon's Den. When you have an idea, you can make a pitch and present it to the Dragons. The Dragons are 3 teachers that sit behind a table. They hold up the card that says yes or no. You need at least 2 yes cards for your project to pass. If they like your idea, they will hold up the yes card. If they hold up the no card, that means they don't understand your idea, you don't quite have an idea that's ready yet, or they don't think you can quite do it. They might think you need more work on it, so sometimes they think you have a big idea, so they'll get you a little bit more focused on your idea. If you get only 1 yes, you have to replan or come up with a new idea. If you get only 2 to 3 yes cards, then you can do whatever you originally planned was. I like that we get pitched to the Dragons, but it makes me a little bit nervous about going up there because they could say yes or no. The good thing about getting a no is that they'll be helpful and supportive. They will help you come up with new ways to improve your idea so that you can rewrite your pitch and present again. My favorite Genius Hour that I did was about dirt bikes. One of the best Genius Hours that I think was done in school was Lights for Lee, that you already heard about Emma talk about. Some of the other projects that have been done in the school around things baking, or some things around baking, some girls learned about crocheting and knitting, and lots of kids did things around sports. And there have been lots of other cool things. Genius Hour has been a great experience for me and other students. In Genius Hour, we really get to be leaders in our own learning. Thank you for hearing about Genius Hour and University.
Now Brianna's going to come up and talk to you guys about her look into the future.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brianna and I'm in grade 7. I've been on the Student Lighthouse team since it started. I've been passionate about being a leader and showing leadership since the 7 Habits came into the school. Well, kind of. Honestly, I thought the 7 Habits were uncool and lame. I was in grade 5 at the time that the 7 Habits came into my life, so if the older kids thought it was uncool, so did I. But then our Smith University started up and there was a session called Student Leadership. I decided to join, and that's where my whole leadership journey began. Over the past few years, I've learned so much with the 7 Habits, and I'm so glad I joined the Student Leadership University session. If I didn't, I don't know if I would know as much as I do now, or if I'd be even talking to you right now. The 7 Habits have taught me respect, responsibility, and control over my life. They've changed my grades and helped me understand things differently. The 7 Habits have even helped me at home. You know that girl that gave you the first speech? That's my older sister, and she can be a real pain sometimes. As sisters, we sometimes don't get along. Before the 7 Habits, we didn't know how to handle our problems, and it got really bad sometimes. But now that we both use the 7 Habits, we try and seek first to understand, think win-win, and sometimes it's still really hard. But more often now, we can synergize and find a win-win. Now that we have both learnt and grew in the 7 habits, we can handle our problems differently. Our mom, who's a teacher at Smith School, has also helped us in every way she can by using the 7 habits to resolve our problems and find a solution. My mom has made a major impact on my life, and I hope to be just like her when I'm older. She's such an amazing teacher and mother. Even when I'm not happy with her or not being a very good listener, she knows just how to find a solution to make it better for everyone. I've learned to be a better listener with anyone I interact with, whether it's helping out a friend, talking to my teacher, or solving a problem. My hardest habit is habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. I've gotten better at really listening to people, hearing what they have to say, and putting myself in their shoes. Sometimes it's still a challenge for me and I have a hard time hearing others, but I always try and find a way to work through it and find a win-win solution. To me, being a leader means making the right choice even when no one's watching. It's nice to get recognized for the good choices you make, but I feel it's a lot better to know in your heart you did the right thing and you helped yourself or someone else out. Being a leader also means to help someone without being asked and to set good examples for others that want to be like you. To someone who's younger than you, making a bad choice could have an impact on them greatly. Our school is a K-9 school, so it's always important to make the right choice because you never know, someone could be watching. The 7 habits have not only helped me to be a better student now, but I believe they will make me a better student as I finish junior high and move on to high school. I hope to be a teacher when I'm older, just like my mom, and I hope to teach my future students the 7 habits. I'm so glad that I'm learning the 7 habits at such an early age so I can have lots of experience with them and learn much, much more. I'm so excited to get lots more wisdom on the 7 habits so I can pass that on to my kids and students. As you can see, the 7 habits have made a huge impact on my life, and I don't know where I'd be without them. I can't wait to teach others about the 7 habits because I think there's something wonderful that everyone should have the opportunity to learn. I'm so lucky I get to keep learning them and hopefully one day teaching them to others. Thank you very much.
So we have evaluations that we would love you guys to fill it out just so we could try to improve on anything in future presentations. They're handing it out now. But this is the end of our presentation. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And you're all invited to our Leadership Day on May 6th. Just contact the school if you're coming. And if there's any questions, the team would love to answer them.
Well, our quote garden, why it's so special is because it used to be an old stinky boot room at the end of our school that no one liked. It was only used for fire exits. So over a break, our teacher, as you heard, just redesigned it all. No one could peek except for the student lighthouse team. I wasn't on it, so I was like, they put little bags on the window so we couldn't see, and each teacher got to pick quotes that they wanted, put it all around the room, inspiring quotes. And so when you're in there, you could read the quotes, and and there's a fountain in there, so it's like when you work, it's like yeah.
And do you have like comfortable seating?
Oh yeah.
Do you have comfortable seating, and is it like, are there desks to work at? Like, what is it like in there?
There's couches, there's bean bags, there's the legacy tables you saw, and so we could do our work on there, and it's really nice.
Any other questions?
To be on your Lighthouse team, how long do you serve on the Lighthouse team, and how do you do your selection process?
Well, first we have to apply for the job. We we pick up the wanted ad sign at Miss Little's office, and we have to fill it out, what qualities we have, why it would be good to have you or us on the Lighthouse team. And then the teachers, they take all the slips and they interview us one by one. And if we get accepted, we are on the team for the whole school year. And then in the fall, if we want to be back on it, we can reapply. And most members usually get accepted if they were accepted the first time.
Anybody else with a question? They love questions, I'm told. Okay, perfect.
For student engagement, at the higher level of grade 9 to 12, let's say, how would you engage student voice, and how would it come to the level at, let's say, with the trusteeship and the administration? How would student voice look?
It's a tougher question.
To make it more, to more from K to 9, let's say, I see that the leadership has, in what you have in the 7 Habits, has done quite well. But at the student trusteeship, if there's to be a trusteeship at a student engagement level of high school, how would that look like?
Do you understand the question? The question is, if you had a chance to sit with the trustees, so we have trustees who sort of take care of our school division, and you were asked to be a part of that group, how would your presence on that group make a difference for your school?
I think the decisions that they would make would be a little bit more different because they have a student kind of influence on it. And that's kind of all I have.
Perfect. Any other questions?
So I see that you incorporate with your teachers and your administration within your school to make all this magic happen and support you guys. How do you incorporate, when, other than just coming to an event, your community and your parents? How do you use them as your supports to make things that much more successful?
Like there was the example of my mom's letter. That was, we did a presentation in Calgary in the Leader in Me Symposium, and that was kind of one of the tips on the evaluation sheets, that we should have a parent voice in that. And so, yeah, my mom wrote that letter. And another thing is when we finish a Genius Hour cycle, the teachers will send home like a kind of review sheet for the parents, like, did your kids talk about this at home? Were they excited about it? And we also have a Parent Lighthouse team as well. And they kind of organize the Breakfast for Learning program that I talked about earlier as well.
So just in elaboration to that, does your school have a school council?
No, we are kind of the student council thing.
Okay, so that would be your school portion of it. Do you have a parent school council?
Yeah, that's kind of like the Parent Lighthouse team.
Fantastic. So then how do you engage that group of parents? Your mom is also on the administration side with being an education assistant. How do you incorporate those parents that do not have that profession? Like their profession is, I'm your mom. How do you incorporate them to come and be a part of this?
Our principal is going to answer that question.
Yeah, and maybe it's an idea of how you can, the next phase of how you can take your program, right?
Part of what the kids do, actually, and I mean, they're a really good representation of our leadership. My name is Brenna. I'm the principal at the school. We have a Parent Lighthouse group who is like our parent council group. They are more of an advisory group. They're not at the stage where they want to be an official council. The kids interact with them. A great example, we're an Apple school, so there's a healthy focus. Our Parent Lighthouse group came and was doing movie nights and serving not so healthy snacks. And our kids who were running stuff said, that's not right. How come they can and we can't? And it was at a Lighthouse meeting, and I said, well, what are you going to do about it? And they said, well, could we write a letter and come to the meeting and talk to them? And so it became a really good dialogue between student leaders and parent leaders, being able to talk to them. We do a lot of things that engage our families. They're welcome at every assembly. We usually do a family lunch day before assemblies. Usually that's through a hot lunch, and parents come and they enjoy that piece. The kids will connect with them, invite them into things, and they'll invite the kids to help with different things that happen in the school. So there is a little bit of synergy that does happen between the parents and the kids on that end. Our parent Lighthouse team is quite involved. They plan our snacks, they take care of doing all of that, and ask for feedback from the kids and gather that from the kids as well, and have an interactive part. Am I missing anything yet? No? So that might answer it a little bit better. I'm not sure if it gets at what you're asking specifically, though. Does that help? Okay, perfect.
So I would just like to say I am one of the Aspen View trustees. I'm Eloni Chizowski, and we've got Donna Trinich in here as well. I want to say, first of all, I'm so very proud of you. You did a fantastic job. You should be so proud of yourselves. And a big hand to the students and Mrs. Liddell and Ms. Trinich, because they're doing fantastic things at Smith School. Yeah. So, thank you. As a trust, and Mrs. Thomas, yes, I don't know Mrs. Thomas. So thank you, thank you. I want you to tell me, what would you like the trustees to know? Is there anything else we can do for you at Smith School? Who wants to answer that? If there's anything else that you would like to see with your program, you'd like to see at your school, what else do you want the trustees to know? It's all great, nothing else?
Right. I think a good thing that you guys could do was maybe, because I'm pretty sure EPC doesn't have the Leader in Me program, I think that would be a really good thing, because me and Miranda and Charmaine are leaving Smith School and going to EPC next year. So I think that could be a really cool thing to kind of bring that into there, and we could also have that impact and kind of guide it as well.
I think this is probably just a lead-in. So the three of you are going on to high school, and you have all this leadership training. What do you think is going to be your first steps when you walk through those grade 10 doors?
I am going to join the student council because I like being on the Lighthouse team, so I'm going to do that. Miranda?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty nervous still, and I don't really. I'm nervous about going to high school, and I mean, I know I shouldn't be, because coming from an awesome school like this, I should have tons of confidence, and I do. But just, I think I'll probably join the student council too, like Charmaine, because I love having a voice in my school, and I just want to do that with other schools too, and just bring awesomeness to their school, like in our school. So, yeah.
So that was a really good question on what can your trustees do for you. Do your trustees attend events at your school, whether it be your school council or your student school council?
Our school trustee, Nancy Sand, she comes to lots of our events that we host, like our Christmas concert, Leadership Day, and all kinds of those things. Parent Lighthouse meetings too.
Fantastic. So make sure that you have those relationships, whether, and when it's an election year and if that person changes, make sure you maintain that relationship and don't let them out of your life. That question was really good for you, and you were a bit on the spot and it's like, oh, But you're going to think about that and make sure you do follow up and tell them everything that you want to see changed, to whether it go on to your high school or however you want to expand upon this program.
Okay, well, thanks. Oh, okay, can we do one more? Okay, this will be the last one.
I have less of a question and more of a little statement for you guys. I know going to Edwin Park Comp is going to be a big change for you. I'm a graduate of Edwin Park Comp and had lots of kids come from Smith. You guys bring a lot of heart, and you won't get lost there. You guys bring so much and always have. You guys are very strong leaders in what you have, and step up, take a leadership role in that school. It is appreciated, absolutely. So good job, you guys.
Thank you.
Are they done? You're done? So I'm just going to take this opportunity to say thank you, you guys, for coming and sharing your wonderful school with us. I'm a little biased because this is my school division, right? And I really wanted you guys to come and share your story because Miss Liddell is so proud of you, and she told division office how wonderful you are and the wonderful things that you're doing in your school. And we thought that if we can do this in little small town Smith and do such a wonderful job, why can't all of our rural schools do what's happening in Smith? So thanks for sharing your journey and your stories with us. I really appreciate that. And thanks, Brenna, for bringing them. I really appreciate that.